Hello everyone, this is DragoMoney's82 coming at you with a Let's Play in Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. Now some of the goals of this game are that this will try and be a 100% completion guide. However, I'm going to try my best to do everything in this game, but the game is so vast, I may not get to everything. However, that is my intended goal. Probably a platinum trophy, 100%, whatever you want to call it. But this game holds a very special place in my heart, and I really wanted to do a Let's Play. So this is going to be my first Let's Play, and I'm ready. I'm excited. This is going to be awesome. And the loading sequence is starting. Okay, here we go. New game for a new adventure. And if you've ever played the North American version of this game, then this looks a little bit odd. That's because the North American version is different from the international Japan versions. The North American version just didn't have the same content, and one of those differences is the standard versus expert sphere grid, and dark aeons, different weapons, different customizations, I believe, but we'll get to all those later as they pop up. We're going to go with a standard sphere grid for this run. Maybe if this series is something I'd like to do again, then I'd do it in the expert sphere grid and with some additional modifications. And then the soundtracks for this game, the arranged soundtrack is alright, but I grew up with the original soundtrack, so I think that's the one we're gonna do. Let's begin.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Alright, welcome to Xanakun, guys. This is our main protagonist here. I'm going to be telling you his name in a second, but just look at the beautiful location. Let's go up here, take a good look at it. The pan for the camera angle is so awesome. You can see the water monuments in the background, the city all in lights, just the beautiful area. So yeah, I really love this area of the game, and it's the starting area, which is awesome, but we don't get to spend a whole lot of time here, but you'll see that here in a second. Alright, let's talk to our fans.
Can you sign this?
No problem.
Alright, so this is the first controversy of the game. How to pronounce his name. It's supposed to be Tidus, but I've grown up all my life either saying Tidus or... well, my friend, his name was Tidus, so I have to go this way to say the name. And a lot of people ask why they change or give you the option to change the name. With a very story-driven game, it seems almost odd, but you gotta remember this is a JRPG, so there's a couple things that are just a little different, but I guess it's to give you some more perspective and to kind of put yourself in the shoes of the character. So we're going to go ahead and confirm that.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy.
Alright, and now the girls.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
He's blocking the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3... Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jack's blood and the new hope of blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
Alright, and the reason why I talked to everybody in the area before I proceeded within the game is because if you go over this little gap right here, not only does one of the best cinematics of this game start in an FMV sequence, but you also cut off the narrator, so I like to give him his chance to talk. Well, there's a little area before the FMV, but we'll show you.
Make way, make way! Coming through, sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
So naturally we have a lot of questions like, what the hell is that monster? Who is the guy in the red jacket that seemed to have summoned him? Just what the hell was that game? Is that blitzball? And do we get to play that? Because that looks awesome. All questions will be answered. And one of the best things about this game is the camera pans. And sometimes it can be a little bit dodgy, but if you ask a question, usually the camera can answer it for you. And that's just one of the amazing things about this game. The cinematography of it.
Oren! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about? Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
What the? this way.
We called it sin.
Sin?
Take it. A gift from Jekt.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
So the awesome thing about this game is just so much story and so much foreshadowing that you can actually just kind of see how the game pans out. So here we got Tidus and Auron, and Auron just gave Tidus this awesome sword. Let's get to use it on a sin scale. And obviously we have a lot of questions like who the hell is sin, and what's its purpose, and why the hell is it just a giant thing of water, and just why? What's all these things? Sin scale? Just the scales from the monster itself? Well, all the questions will be answered eventually. But one thing that I love about this game is the gameplay itself. Not only is there just a battle sequence, you have a battle pane in the right corner of the screen, but you kind of get to strategically do moves in this game that you don't really have a lot of time with others. Every move counts, every amount of quickness, agility, everything matters. And coming up is the first boss of the game. My goal within this Let's Play is to be less intrusive, doing cutscenes and narrations, and to try and get most of the game completed. And this is going to be one of these instances where I'm going to be honest that this is a new Let's Play, this is a new thing for me, so if there's anything that I need to change, feel free to put it in the comments below. Tell me how to do things.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
And then the game introduces the overdrive gauge, the gauge below the character's HP and MP display. And whenever it's full, we can do an ultimate attack. So Auron's ultimate is called Bushido, and one of the attacks you can do is Dragon Fang, and it damages all enemies. You have to get the button combination right, and let's see if I can do it. Oh my gosh. Alright, that's pretty embarrassing. I have no excuse for that. So this is the first enemy, the first boss of the game, Sin Spawn Ames. And it looks like one of the tentacle monsters that we fought at the beginning, or that we saw at the beginning, that was releasing all the sin scales. So this is a sin spawn, so it comes from sin. Then the sin scales come from the sin spawn, I guess. Either way, this game is really in depth. And this boss is pretty interesting because it can't actually kill you. It has no ability to. The ability that it uses is Demi, and Demi's attack is basically just taking away 1/4 of your health at a time. Now the reason why I'm not using Tidus's swordplay spiral cut attack is because I'm saving it for a future enemy that we won't have a lot of time to charge up our overdrive gauge for. And trust me, you do want to try and save it, it just kind of helps in the long run. And honestly, you won't be dying between here and that boss. So you want to try and do as much damage as possible to the further boss. So we can just try and save everything, and I think this is the final attack. Oh wow. One last tentacle. Alright. And then Orin gets to do the final attack. And it's a critical. Whenever you hear the sharp piercing sound and see that your number increase has actually significantly increased from 279 I think to 534, you know you got a critical hit. It's basically like every other game where the random number generator looks at your luck and determines what value to assign your attack. Okay, and over here we have a save sphere. We're going to interact with it. Stores a record of your travels, saves your progress, and also fully stores your party's HP and MP. This is really important in areas where you need to farm experience or items, because you can just come back and restore your HP and MP every single time. Not only that, it also saves your progress, which is very useful in many circumstances.
What are you laughing at, old man? Orin, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
Alright. So, more about this game. I guess this was my actual first, like, I don't want to say big kid game, but like, this was my first game that involved more than just platforming. I actually never fully beat the game when I was little. I had to wait till it got, it was my 4th copy of the game, because the PlayStation 2 had a bad habit of messing up your discs. So it was about,
This could be bad.
I guess about 3 or 4 years after it finally got done
Knock it
that I
down.
beat the game.
What?
Trust me.
And even
you'll
then
see.
I didn't beat all of it, because I played the North American version. So now we have to destroy the tanker. I guess it goes to clear all these guys, but we'll show you. But these Sin Scale aren't a problem at all. Their spine attacks don't do that much damage, and they need a charge up, if anything. And let's face it, these guys are doing quite a bit of damage to this tanker. Even if they all ganged up and attacked at once, maybe they can kill Tidus, but they won't be able to incapacitate Orin too. And Orin's all we need, because he's a badass.
Whoa! Whoa!
Go. naturally. This is it. This is your story. It all begins here. Hey! Hey!
My old man?
So again, in this game, there's just so much foreshadowing. If you've ever finished the game or played the game, then you know this area, and just the amount of foreshadowing that the game gives you kind of gives you a sense about how much this game kind of tells through its gameplay, much rather than a story. You can go much further in this game than just the surface.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Aaron! Hey!
Alright, so welcome to Bosch Temple, or the ruins of it. This will be an area that you can revisit later in the game, but for right now, let's go ahead and look in our inventory. So it says we have 300 gil, shows our character, his status, his HP, MP, game time in the bottom left, the location where it says submerged ruins. These are our items that we have. You can sort them, your equipment, and key items that you'll gather within the game. This will allow you to use your abilities. Overdrive, you can set the mode, which is how you charge your overdrive. So Tidus has a stoic mode, which means he takes damage. And here you can just kind of view everything. You can check Tidus stats, and you can see he looks pretty decent, but you don't really have anything to compare it to until I tell you the final number. The final max stat in the game for each slot is 255. And a lot of people don't get their characters all the way. So I'm also going to do some configuration here. I'm going to set aeons to short, and I'm going to turn the map off because I'm pretty confident there'll be areas in this game that I won't be so confident, but just look at the atmosphere. The way that the game just kind of places Tidus on the screen and you get to see the big picture, it's breathtaking how good this game looks. I remember playing it back when I was a kid, maybe 7 or 8, and this game looked really good. The remastered HD version is spot on perfect. Macalania.
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
That language that you see there is called Albed. We'll get to learn more about it here in a bit. But first, we have some chests. First chest of game contains 200 gil, and the second chest is going to be over here on this other island. If I had the map up right now, you can see that there's two darker bodies with a shallow body inside, and that indicates a landmass or landform within the game that you can either go around or go through. Introduction to Albed. Find Albed primers to help you decipher the strange Albed language. And basically what this does is scans your data within your game to try and find Albed primers in your other save data. So if you want to redo the game and have all the Albed primers found, you can possibly just learn all the story through people speaking Albed. However, that's not really needed, as most of the information is either translated or presented in a manner that you can actually decipher. But nevertheless, it's really cool, and you can always just go back to the game and play it again and again with different settings, and that's one of the settings you can do. And the second chest has 2 potions. But if this is your first time, or if you don't know almost everything about the game, then I suggest to have your map on. It helps out a whole lot, and I'll need it later in the game, so don't feel bad about using map. There's no challenge associated with it, no achievement. It's just point of preference. After, let's save over Zanarkand. And now we have the ruins. Now, don't continue further. Take this left here, and I'll show you why. We have a chest and a high potion. It's the next step above a potion. Potions retain 200 health and high potions 1,000. Alright, and this is one of those times where you don't have to worry about killing all the enemies. Just don't get yourself killed, don't target yourself like I'm trying to do right here. Just defeat the fish monsters. Oh, look at that RNG. Okay, so the enemies have a chance to miss if your evasion is high enough, also through random number generation. But all we need to worry about is defeating 2 Sangans, and there's the overkill. If you do enough percentage of damage over the health of the enemy, you get an overkill, which awards you more experience and items. That is a big fish. Meet the second boss of the game. Now this boss is also interesting, and he actually is not the boss to save the overdrive for. You'll see when he attacks me. 495 minus 247 equals 248. That's half health, so if I attack him again, by theory he should do 124 damage. And that's the case. So this boss only takes away half your health per swing, and you only need to attack him 3 times.
had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place.
Alright, the second area in which you can control Tidus fully. Let's go into the next chamber.
Need fire.
Alright, so the first area in which you can control the game, let me show you a little secret right here. Oh, come on. There we go. The X potion, the ability to fully restore one character's HP. And then the second save sphere is here. Let's go ahead and save right here. Alright, and go into this chamber. Now here is the flint we need. And we just go right across and take this north passage over here with the open doorway. Now we need some tinder, and we should find some right here, withered bouquet. Now this game does an excellent storytelling, like a way to tell the story, I should say. It uses the camera to kind of answer questions and help you find items. But another awesome thing about this game is when the camera looks around, like when we were in the water back when we were fighting the skeleton fish, you could see the save sphere and the chest I had opened up on the top ledges if you go back and look. And here you can see the save sphere down behind those rocks. There's just so much in-depth detail to this game for its time that it's insane. And I love this game. Like, it gave me my core values, core beliefs, helped me with kind of becoming a person of education, which is kind of weird to say about a video game. But you'll see what I mean. The in-depth themes of the game kind of bring the story to life, and I just love it. It's pretty awesome. So let's start us a fire, shall we?
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood. a break!
Looks like we found our firewood, boys. Alright. So, this is the boss I saved the overdrive for. Now, with Tidus's overdrives, you get more overdrives as you do more overdrives. So, the more you do an overdrive, the more he ruins them. And I think you have to do it like 100 times to get his final form, but I may be wrong about that. Oh, the RNG, so he missed us there like the other fish did at the beginning. And I got a crit and he missed again. Wow, if I was speedrunning, this would be amazing.
On my side? Cool!
Certain items like grenades have special effects when used. These items can only be used during special battles by selecting the special ability used. Alright, so let's try using a grenade. Alright, 328, that's pretty good in comparison to 329. Now you see when I select this person's abilities, steal and use, that their slot positioning within the battle frame to the right changes. So if I do steal here, the person will attack after Tidus next turn, but if I do use here, she will actually attack before Tidus. That's because use has a fast to move usage, and we'll get to that later when we have more or different abilities and ways to do damage. But here we have use and attack, so there's not really much variation. And Tidus is pretty much carrying the whole fucking game, so we don't have to worry about it. And we'll drop in these bombs, boy. We are dropping these bombs. Whoa, okay. So, I thought that would have been the last hit. And there's Tidus with the KO. And look, Tidus got a level up. So this is the level screen where you see the ability points being distributed per the characters that we use. And we get to see the gil, which is the currency of the game, and the items and equipment that we've gotten throughout the game.
Phew. That was close. Hey, let me go!
Redek Drak! Ifin, Irisa, Tekiaka! Bak, Edeku! Kemed?
Fed! Srivita Krisa!
Dralmia, Drakisha Dave.
Ifun Petted! Vapuneket Vedrik! Kuno.
kid, did Daija.
Hey, that hurts!
Usujek, rain?
Whoa. Okay.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Tui Hood Kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
Akumala!
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
Alright. So, she just now spoke up for us, and that's kind of crappy, because we've just been beaten around and abused this whole time, not to mention gut punched by her. Alright. And over here, we have an Albed Primer. These people here are speaking Albed, and using Albed Primers we can decipher their language. But I'm afraid this is my first stopping point. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we get to continue this adventure together. This is going to be a very long series, but I really hope you all enjoy this. Alright, thank you. This has been Drago Mondays 82, signing off.